Hi guys, I'm Matthew.
And I'm Daniel.
And this is the Playroom Studio. Today's video is about DNA.
Ancestry. DNA. We saw a lot of people doing these videos and I'm really interested in DNA and ancestry.
And .com and .co.uk.
So some people are interested and some people aren't really interested in what their ancestry is.
Yeah.
We've always been interested, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've always had connections to different places because we aren't just from one particular place.
Yeah, I think part of our interest stems from being asked often where you're from. So if people suspect you look like a little bit of something, then they will. The interesting thing about our Ancestry DNA test is that we haven't taken the test. Bear with us.
Right, so what we've done is we bought the tests for our parents and our parents took the test. So our thinking is, although DNA is a little bit random, it will roughly be about double what we are on each side.
Yeah.
It's informative because it lets us know which side things are coming from, because there will be some overlap, obviously.
Yeah. Considering sort of the results that we got, it would have been quite confusing to have got our results back. I don't know if we would have known what was coming from where, to be honest. So.
No, it would have definitely been confusing.
So a good place to start is to talk about what we thought we were going to find out, because we were pretty surprised at the actual results when we looked at it.
So let's start with our mum's side.
Our granddad was Maltese. He was from Malta. He'd always lived in Malta. Everyone he ever knew was from Malta. And our nan was from Hoxton in London. She'd been there for generations.
Okay, cool. So let's have a look at what the results were. The first thing that we can see, which was no surprise to us, but in a way was a surprise, is that 50% Maltese. So that's one, basically that our granddad was 100%. So on Ancestry DNA, we know for a fact that they didn't always say Malta.
But now they've kind of worked out that this grouping...
What ingredients make
Yeah, this grouping adds up to a Maltese person, so...
Which is good, but at the same time, I was interested to see what
more granular.
Yeah, because I know that there would be Middle Eastern, there would be North African, there might also be, you know, just some Turkey and Caucasus, but Malta, that's good, because I feel like, you know, Malta's getting that recognition, and because it's been around a long time. The next thing was very surprising to us. The next biggest portion of our mum's DNA is 34% Irish. We were shocked. We were really, really shocked. And, you know, that's 50% plus 34. There's not that much percent left to be English. So we were like thinking, what's going on here?
So as far as Ireland's concerned, we've never had a specific interest because we don't have any family. We don't have any family stories about being Irish, no family members, no real informational connection to the place other than, you know, now finding out that quite a big proportion of the DNA comes from Ireland.
The next percentage is 10% English and Northwestern Europe. Now this has actually changed recently. What it used to say was 4% French, I believe.
Yeah.
So I feel that's now been absorbed into this Northwestern Europe, which means that somewhere in that 10% is the English and the French and a few other things. So this English percentage has gone down significantly from 50 to about maybe 5%.
So lastly we have 6% Scottish, another surprise.
The only other thing that we have on these results is a trace region of Sicily. So that makes a lot of sense in regards to Malta and the indigenous Sicilian people who probably were there first and all that sort of stuff.
So as far as we know about our dad's family, his dad was from Scotland, born in Scotland, but both of his parents were from Lithuania. They're a little bit different, a bit more tight-lipped. We don't really know much about the origins. His mum lived in Yorkshire, grew up in Yorkshire, and just Yorkshire to the bone.
Incredibly northern person.
Just real Yorkshire, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and because of that we grew up going to Yorkshire, so we have that connection with that place, and we also have a connection with Scotland through going there and just talking generally about my dad's family.
Yeah, our granddad having a Scottish accent, and our dad as well throughout his childhood visiting uncles and things in Scotland. So he's always wanted to be Scottish, but it just wasn't for him, do you know what I mean? It
wasn't on the cards, or so we thought. So let's start with the biggest portion of DNA. We're now looking at his DNA. The first thing that comes up, 27% Irish. So in the space of one morning, we've gone from being not Irish at all to finding out that essentially our DNA one of the biggest portions, if not the biggest portion of our DNA is now Irish. Still doesn't really, I don't know what that means almost.
Does it mean anything?
Does it really mean anything? Munster, Ireland, and Southwest Munster and West Cork. So this is all very, very much at the bottom of Ireland.
So then we have 22% English, not surprising, but what surprised us actually is that they get quite specific about the region of England that they suspect you're from. And in our dad's case, it's Yorkshire and East Midlands, England, and the Midlands, England.
It's almost a joke, isn't it?
So
really?
our nan was so Yorkshire.
That has come up on the map.
That has come up on the DNA. So far we have Irish and English. Bit of a surprise, but you know, our nan being Irish.
Quite a lot of people are Irish.
Out. So where's our granddad factoring into this?
Okay, so what we saw for results that pertain to Lithuania were surprisingly small, which confused us because we expected it to be somewhere in the region of
half. That's
50% that makes up that part of Lithuania. So we have 11% Baltics. Now that kind of speaks to Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, those places specifically. Then we have 7% Germanic Europe, 6% Eastern Europe and Russia, and Norway 2%, which is like Iceland and stuff, which I think is really cool.
So 2% Viking, like my dad kind of wanted to be.
Like he always wanted to be.
So the thing about Ancestry DNA, if you've done a test, you'll find out is that the results get updated all the time. So previously, we were even more Irish, if you can believe it. So previously it was almost close to 50% it'd come up that we were Irish. It didn't make sense, but then we started asking questions. So our granddad, he must have been Irish in some way.
Yeah, that's what we thought. We'd heard a lot about my great nan, but we hadn't heard much at all about our great granddad and anything about him essentially. So
it's all a mystery on that side of things, to be honest with you.
So we assumed that he must have actually been Irish, but as Matthew said, the results were updated around our dad's birthday, and as though it were a gift from the universe, it told him he was 25% Scottish, which he was really, really super happy about.
Freedom! By sheer willpower, my dad changed the past, and that's the point of this video.
If you want something enough,
that you could even reach back into time and change your circumstances. My dad's forced his way into being Scottish, meaning obviously his dad's dad was from Scotland, and so his nan must have met a Scottish man when she came to Scotland.
Which is where you should find them, I think. It was only really able to be such a mystery because of how tight-lipped our granddad was. He didn't really open up about a lot. We knew that he spoke Lithuanian when he was younger with his mum
as well.
Other than that, we had no real explanation about what had gone before, and that's just the way things are a lot of the time. Because of that reason, I think we've always had a huge connection with Malta, but not really been able to have any sort of connection with Lithuania because we don't know anything about it. We've never been there, we've never eaten any of the food. That was it, that was kind of our result. So we can halve all of that and assume what we are. So in answer to the questions of what are you, who are you with, why are you in here, how did you get in my house,
what's that hammer for?
All the answers are in this video essentially. So thank you for watching this video.
So yeah, thanks for watching.
Thank you guys, and we'll see you again soon.
Can't keep my hands to myself. I think I dust them off, put them back up on a shelf, in case my little baby girl is in need. Well, am I coming out of left field? Oh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Oh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. I've got another mouth to feed. Fever with a babysitter, mama called the grave digger. Gone with the fallen leaves. Well, am I coming out of left field? Oh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now.